Welcome to Mastering English Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the Mastering English Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emily. We're so excited you're here with us. Your journey to confident English speaking starts right now.
If you've ever felt nervous speaking English out loud, if you've ever translated sentences in your head before saying them, or if you've just wanted a safe, simple way to practice, you're in the right place.
This podcast is all about helping you speak naturally, confidently, and comfortably, one real conversation at a time.
Emily, I still remember my first time trying to speak English in public. My hands were sweating, my brain just froze.
Oh yes, I've been there too. It's not easy at first. You know what helped me? Just listening. Listening to how people speak in real conversations. The rhythm, the tone, the way they pause.
Exactly. That's what this podcast is about. You don't need grammar rules thrown at you. You need to hear real people, like us, talking in English.
And you don't have to speak like a textbook. You can speak like you, naturally.
Let's be honest, one of the biggest reasons people don't speak English is fear.
Totally. Fear of making mistakes, fear of being laughed at, fear of sounding wrong.
But here's the truth. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language, even native speakers.
Exactly. Making mistakes is how we grow. And the only way to get better at speaking is to start speaking.
Or at least start listening first. That's where podcasts come in.
Yes, podcasts are powerful because they're private. No one is judging you. You can listen anytime, anywhere, and slowly build your confidence.
So let's talk about how this podcast will help you improve.
We'll bring you real conversations, like this one, about everyday topics, from ordering coffee to talking in meetings.
We'll break down useful phrases, repeat them slowly, and even give you small practice tips.
And we'll talk about mistakes too, like common ones learners make, and how to avoid them.
For example, one big mistake is thinking you need to speak perfect English.
Yes, but perfect is not the goal. The goal is to be understood and to feel comfortable expressing yourself.
So don't wait until you're ready. Just press play on the podcast and start listening.
Let's share a few common mistakes and how we'll help fix them here.
All right, mistake number 1, translating from your native language in your head before speaking.
Yes, that slows you down and makes your sentences sound off.
Our solution? Listen to real English patterns. We'll repeat simple phrases you can use without translating.
Language learning has been completely misunderstood for decades. Research shows that 92% of people are approaching it backwards, focusing on perfection when they should be embracing imperfection.
That's such a striking statistic. What exactly does the research tell us about why our traditional approaches are failing?
Well, here's what's fascinating. Studies from the Institute of Language Acquisition show that successful language learners spend 70% of their time listening and only 30% actively speaking in the early stages. It's completely opposite to how most language courses are structured.
So you're saying our entire educational approach might be working against our natural learning mechanisms?
Exactly that. And here's where it gets really interesting. Recent neuroscience research from Stanford shows that when we focus too much on perfect grammar, we activate the brain's stress response, which actually reduces our ability to learn by up to 40%.
That's incredible. It's like we're literally short-circuiting our own learning process.
And you know what's even more surprising? A 2022 study found that language learners who make more mistakes in their first 3 months actually achieve fluency 60% faster than those who play it safe.
So essentially, our fear of making mistakes is the very thing holding us back. What are some other counterintuitive findings from the research?
Well, get this. Researchers found that learners who use simple recording techniques, just speaking into their phones for 5 minutes daily, show a 45% improvement in fluency compared to traditional classroom learners over 6 months.
That really challenges the notion that we need formal instruction to make progress.
Right, and here's another mind-blowing stat. The average person only uses about 800 words for 80% of their daily communication. Yet language courses typically start by teaching 2,000 plus vocabulary words.
You know, that reminds me of the 80-20 principle you mentioned earlier. How does that specifically apply to language acquisition?
So check this out. A Cambridge University study found that focusing on the 100 most common phrases in any language gives you the ability to handle about 50% of daily conversations. It's like a shortcut to functional fluency.
That's such a practical insight. What about the role of age in language learning? There are so many myths around that.
This is where it gets really interesting. Contrary to popular belief, adults actually have several advantages. Research shows that adults learn grammar patterns 20% faster than children due to their developed pattern recognition skills.
Well, that certainly challenges the common wisdom about children being better language learners.
And here's something else that might surprise you. Studies show that consistent 20-minute daily practice sessions are more effective than 2-hour weekly sessions, leading to 30% better retention rates.
Those numbers really put things into perspective. What about the emotional aspects of language learning?
The data here is fascinating. Researchers found that learners in low-stress environments show a 35% higher retention rate for new vocabulary compared to those in traditional classroom settings.
That makes so much sense when you think about how stress affects our cognitive functions.
And you know what's really compelling? A recent study tracked 1,000 language learners over 2 years and found that those who focused on communication first, grammar second, were 3 times more likely to achieve conversational fluency.
Those are some powerful findings. What would you say are the key takeaways for someone starting their language learning journey?
Well, the research points to 3 main factors. First, spend 70% of your time listening before focusing on speaking. Second, aim for daily 20-minute practice sessions rather than longer, irregular ones. And third, focus on the most common 100 phrases in your target language.
That's such a clear, actionable approach based on actual evidence rather than conventional wisdom.
And looking ahead, the implications are huge. We're seeing a shift in language learning apps and programs that are starting to incorporate these findings, potentially revolutionizing how millions of people approach language acquisition.
It really does feel like we're at a turning point in understanding how languages are best learned and taught.
You know what's most exciting about all this? It means that effective language learning is actually more accessible than we thought. It's just that we've been making it unnecessarily complicated all this time.
All right, ready for your first speaking challenge?
It's simple. Just repeat after us.
Hi, my name is. I'm learning English to feel more confident. This is my first step.
Hi, my name is. I want to speak better English, and this podcast will help me.
Say it once, say it twice, say it out loud, and smile when you do. Now we come to an end. I just want to say, if you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure to stay tuned for more episodes like this that'll help you master English one step at a time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss an episode. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye. Sayonara.